Alright, so once we've actually designed our house, what we're going to do is we're going to need to export our Illustrator file as a AutoCAD file across to SketchUp. So what you really need to do, now this one here really is a basic house, it doesn't even have a door, for crying out loud. But if you zoom in, we just need to look at it and think, well, if I press Control or Command Y, I can see the outline of my house. So you see here how everything's all connected together, all nicely, all nice and clean. What you need to do is you really need to make sure that you go through your drawing to see everything matches up nicely. Because what we're going to do is we're going to trace it in SketchUp itself. So this seems to be fine. We go to File, we go to Export. And now we're going to export this as an AutoCAD DWG drawing. And I'm just going to save this one here to my desktop, just to keep it separate from other stuff. I'm just going to keep it untitled. I don't really care for this one, but you can need to title it yourself. Export, and it's going to come up with this dialog. Now this one here is important to look at. So this one here is 1 millimeter equals to 100 units, because 1 to 100 is scale. Yes, I'm recording it. So it's scale 1 to 100 units. Make sure you have that, please. Keep everything else the same, it's all good. One thing I might want to do is actually have this one here, outline text selected. Click on OK. So what's happened now is it's exported DWG file, and we're going to go into SketchUp. Now at the moment I've got another plan in SketchUp, but I'm just going to go here to File, New, just to create a brand new SketchUp file. By the way, this one is the 2016 version of SketchUp. Now if you're using 2017, 18, 2020, it's the same thing, but just a few slight new tools. So we have here our SketchUp. I'm using a 3-button mouse on a PC. This is also able to be done on a Mac as well. Same shortcut keys and everything. So I'm using the middle scroll button to move around the 3D space. I'm using scrolling in, scrolling out to zoom in and out. So that's one of the most important things to use in SketchUp. The hand tool lets me move around the space, up and down, yeah? Now, to import my plan, I go to File, and I go to Import. Now I go to my desktop and select my Untitled 2 drawing, and I just check it. AutoCAD file, yes, and I now click on Import. So it's giving me some information about my plan. I don't need to worry too much about it. I click on Close. So what's happened now is that I have my plan inside SketchUp, which is really cool. Okay, now if I go to the Select tool, and it's the same one in Illustrator, the Select tool, this one here. If I click on it to select it, I right click and I go to Explode. Yeah, what it's done, it's stopped it from being grouped. So you see here how it's all individual items now. Okay, what I can do is, we'll see if this one works. It doesn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Let's go back, go to File, Import, and we'll import it again. Yep. And let's see how it's imported. Sometimes you can just draw a line across and it actually fills it in magically, which is really odd, but it does it. No, not doing it. So you've got to do it the other way. So that happens when it's a more difficult sort of drawing. When you have just like a basic circle, you can do that trick and it'll just fill it really easily. So what we're going to do now is come down here, scroll right down to Layers, and at the moment we are using Layer 0. So if I go down here and make a new layer, right, to Layer 1, and I click on Layer 1, whatever I do now is going to be drawn on Layer 1. Okay, so it's different to how Illustrator and Photoshop works. You can have layers in whatever order within this panel, And this one here doesn't necessarily mean it's stacked underneath this layer at all, because it's 3D space. It works differently. So layer 1, I'm just going to go here to my rectangle tool, and I'm no joke going to move my mouse over here until it turns purple on that point there, click on there, and then come across here, zoom in with the scroll wheel, and then click there. I keep doing that right across. Click there, and then click here. I zoom in there, click, zoom out, and then zoom in, and then click here, zoom out. Whoop, I might need to go to my hand tool and start again. Click here and then click here. So what it's done is that it has got an item here, right? So space here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click and I'm going to group it. It can't group it because it's not 3D yet. In fact, we'll just delete this for the time being. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go across here to the blue and select it and then triple click so it selects everything. Okay, I'm now going to go to this tool here which is called push pull, and watch this one. Alright, click on the push pull tool, and now I'm going to just move this up, and I can type in, for example, 2,700 because that's a really nice roof height. And I can come across here, bring this up, and if I move my mouse over here right to that edge, it matches the edge. And do the same thing right across here. So they're my walls. Done. Okay. I can clean this up by going to the eraser tool and click on here and click on here. Oop, click on there to clean up these walls, because I don't need those things there at all. Click there, click there. One thing that's missing is the window, isn't it? So I need to put the window in. Okay, so let's come around here. You see here how we have the original drawing right underneath it. And what I can do is if I position my view so I can see this space still, like that, move across here, so I can really see this space. What I can do now is I can use this measure tool and click on that point there, drag it up. See here how it turns blue when it snaps to this blue sort of mark? That means it's vertical. This ruler is going up vertically. Okay, so click there, click here once, and then move up so it turns blue, and then click there. You'll notice that it's wonky because it's in perspective view right now. So what that has done, it's given me the location of the start of the window and the end of the window, and we can now go to our rectangle tool and we can click on this line there, and then we can click on the other line here. Okay, now we know that the thickness of our wall is 300 millimeters in real life, don't we? So now if we use the push pull tool and we come across here, you notice that this here is selected, right? See that? Right, stippled. And now if I now push this out by 300 millimeters, you see at the bottom here, 300 distance. If I zoom around, we have our window space. Cool. We can also put a wall in too. I mean a door, sorry. So if I start drawing here, come up, all right, and I type in, let's say, I can't remember what the height of the door is. I think it was, let's say 2,200 for the time being by 800. Oh, wrong way. Let's try again. So we have, let's say 830 by 2,200. Okay, press enter. So that's our door jam there. I don't think I have the height right, so you need to adjust that according to Australian Building Code, which I've forgotten. Right, so now you go to the push-pull tool and you push it out, and you type in 300, press enter or return on the Mac, and you have your door, which is really cool. If you now go to the move to the select tool and triple click, right click on it and make it as a group. What that does is that if I now draw another shape around here, it's not going to affect the walls at all. Okay? And I think that'll be it for this time at the moment. Thank you. Any questions, feel free to message. Thank you. How do I stop this again? Thank you, everyone.